Hey, everybody, how we doing?
Morning, everybody.
Joe here.
Kevin.
Americans, season 2.
Yeah.
We had a great couple first episodes. Lots of
Yeah.
tension, not a lot of answers.
Yeah. The show built tense and sustained tension and released it. It knew how to do tension the first season perfectly. The writing and direction,
Yeah.
the tension was handled perfectly. And I feel like that can easily be said for this season. I feel like the stakes have actually gone up. The risk is higher, but they've not overly or ratcheted up the tension with it, or undersold it. They've got it at just the right tone.
Yeah.
And it's a completely different level than first season. They nail it.
I think they have upped it a little bit.
They have,
Yeah.
but I think appropriately. I don't think they've ratcheted up. I don't think it's gotten too.
It's not too much.
Right. No,
It's not Ozark level,
it's right. It's the appropriate level with how the stakes have changed.
I agree.
As this, it's kind of like dual needles, right?
Sure.
In the first season, when things got more tense, the tension of the show itself and the observer got as the stakes went up. Tension went up, and they kept it like this. None of it was ever like
reaching a boiling point.
Right. Yeah. Nothing was overplayed or underplayed, right? As far as building and releasing the tension for the audience. This season, the stakes are higher, but the tension is raised appropriate levels without it being overboiled or undersold. And they just nail it every beat.
And when I go back and I edit, I'm still editing from season 1, obviously, as we upload. And that juxtaposed with this, it's a stark difference almost.
It is, for sure,
Season 1 has a lot of characters to flesh out and a lot of things to set up in a great way. Season 1 was fantastic.
Right.
But this season, man, they hit the ground running. They have the ball.
Right. And there's an air of mystery this season that was not in the first season at all, right?
No.
There's there is a malevolent force out there hovering over all the characters in the show right now.
And we speculated in the last episode.
But we don't know who it is.
We have no idea.
The characters don't know. We don't know. There's this real air of mystery and threat.
I like that, though. I don't want to say arch nemesis, but I like that there has to be some sort of antagonist that's going to be big villain.
Right. And it's there's no dramatic irony with it, right?
Yeah.
The show isn't letting us in on anything, and we're not like watching it unfold like a bad procedural, right?
Yeah.
We know what the characters know, which is absolutely nothing. And the best storytelling kind of does that, I feel like, right?
It does. I like POV.
Sure.
It's from their perspective.
It's kind of like the first season of Dexter, right?
Yeah.
There was a malicious serial killer, and as the characters are trying to figure out who it is, we have no idea.
Yeah.
It gets revealed to us as it gets revealed to the protagonist, right?
Yeah.
Which is exactly the kind of exciting storytelling you want.
And also, we have a famous face on the show right now. I mean, we already saw Rava from Succession. He's probably not as famous as John Carroll Lynch, but I like that John Carroll Lynch is on the show.
Right.
He's always so. I mentioned before, I love Zodiac. He's obviously a bad guy in that. But I did rewatch Fargo the other night.
He's great in Fargo, isn't he?
His range is insane.
Yeah, he's a really talented
guy. And he's seemingly a good guy here.
Yeah.
We
don't know.
He's a defector. But he seems sweet enough.
Right. And again, with the air of mystery, we don't really know what he is, and nobody knows. That's why Philip was there. Is nobody knows. The only thing about that, and it was unavoidable, so it's not really a critique, was as soon as I saw him in the first episode, and he does the handoff and disappears. It's like, that is a television star.
Yeah,
we are not done with him. Obviously, that was not going to be a one-off thing. It was going to be a recurring. We knew it was going to be a recurring thing the second we saw him.
And I found when they were showing shots in his apartment,
right,
what they were showing us, I found to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Kind of mentioned in the background. What if it is like a Moriarty kind of thing?
Right.
He's secretly the man in the shadows or something.
I remember when I was a kid and I was watching Scream 2.
Oh yeah,
and they show Laurie Metcalf halfway through the movie, and she disappears in this tiny role as a news person.
Like, kill her.
Exactly. I was like, Laurie Metcalf did not show up in this movie for this 30 seconds to ask one or two press questions and disappear. There's our killer. Yeah. It was so annoying to me.
Well, with those movies, different from the Americans, is there's always two,
right?
Except for Scream 3,
right?
Like, there's always two killers. So the fun of it's like you can usually pick the first killer, and they're like, okay, who's the second one?
Yeah, who's the assist? Right.
With this, it's like
it could be anybody.
It could be anybody. I mentioned Granny.
It's a possibility, right?
I don't think she. I always doubt her for some reason
because we like the lead characters. We like Elizabeth. We like Philip, and she's been antagonistic to both of them, and obviously she's been their handler in their time.
She saved the day.
At the end of season 1, she really saved the day and then disappeared. So we were she was in our good graces as an audience.
Yeah.
But there were a lot of times throughout that we just didn't trust her because Philip and Elizabeth didn't trust her.
By the way, I like that we haven't seen her yet. I
Yeah.
like that they're saving her. She's like the Jaws from Shark or something right now. You know what I mean?
Shark from Jaws. You did that last time
I
too.
did do that
You
last
said
time.
Jaws from Shark.
Jaws from Shark.
That's twice. Yeah.
So let me put that on a t-shirt. Jaws from Shark. But no, she's like the shark from Jaws. They're
Yeah.
saving her. She's not like she has this presence that kind of hangs over the show.
But then again, we don't know if it's going to be a good presence or a bad presence.
We don't.
She could either be the problem or she could come in and help save the day.
You know, she could be in trouble too.
She could be in trouble also.
Yeah.
We just don't know. But the one thing I can say confidently, obviously, as we talk about this,
Yeah.
I don't think we're done with her.
I don't think we're done either. And I love the setup of somebody's picking off agents. It's like it's like Commando or something.
Right.
But much better, you know?
But I still am going to hold to what I said last season. At some point, I think Granny going to get got by either Philip or Elizabeth.
Eventually.
I think eventually that happens. It may not be this season.
Yeah.
I think we see her this season, but I don't know when. But I think she comes up on the wrong side.
I do too.
Of maybe she's a threat to the kids. Maybe she's telling them you guys need to bail, and maybe she gives them an instruction that is a threat to their family or each other. But somehow I think one of them gets Granny.
Well,
I do.
As the show goes on, we've noticed it's eye for an eye, right?
Yeah.
When one character dies, somebody else dies.
Yeah, that's an escalation, right?
And
for
so
sure.
I think once Granny goes, somebody else on the American side is going to go. Same with Martha.
Right. Martha's not long for this world, I feel like.
Yeah. They're setting it up to be,
yeah.
quite tragic.
Yeah. Martha's a tragic figure in this show for sure. It's kind of like Hank on Breaking Bad. You love the character. Was like, there's no way that this goes well for you.
I just ended the episode where they get married.
Yeah.
And our reaction to it was so funny because we're like, no, we're like, stop it, Martha.
Yeah, you are stepping into a field full of rattlesnakes here, and you don't even know it.
Truly.
We do want to welcome some Patreon subscribers for the last day, guys. So Drake Reed and Maria Barretta Pasos, thanks so much, guys, and welcome. We're very, very glad you're here with us.
We are. And if you guys are watching us on YouTube for the first time, welcome to our channel. If you don't mind hitting the like button for us, leave us a comment down below, and please hit that subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the new content we've coming your way.
Yeah, and if you'd like to see a full-length reaction to this and everything else we've watched or watching, please check out the link in the description below to our Patreon page. We are just now wrapping up the entire run of Crazy Ex-Girlfriend, which we're going to miss, and starting some new stuff as well. So there's an awful lot of content over there for you to check out. You will need to stream and watch along on your own service or device. You won't only see and hear us over on Patreon because it's full length and for copyright reasons. And we're also watching 30 Rock as a Patreon exclusive.
30 Rock
which is stylistically way different than the Americans, but also, just like the Americans, very, very good prestige television.
It is. It's fantastic.
How the kids do? I just told them my aunt was too sick. I couldn't leave.
Do you think this season, we keep showing this, is Paige going to figure out what's going on with their parents?
I think so. I think it is this season.
I do too.
Because they're building it up so much,
Yeah.
I forgot about that, yeah.
Paige is not stupid.
Nope.
Paige and Henry, go. I saw him.
See, I think the threat to their kids is what's going to push them in directions more than their jobs are. You know what I mean? Eventually.
I think they're going to go to places they haven't gone before. I really do.
I think they're going to...
They're going to realize their family is more important than the cause.
I think they're going to violate their own cause on a number of occasions because of it.
I think so.
I never worried about Paige and Henry being safe.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're good parents. They're loving parents.
They are.
I feel like they would go scorched earth to protect their kids.
I think so, too.
There's nobody
We saw
safe,
that in season 1 when he beats that guy up. Remember when he stabs the guy in the hand?
Oh, flashback, yeah.
Yeah, I think so. The Revolver album is the best.
Oh. That's a...
Unpopular opinion, yeah.
I just need you to do me a favor.
There he is.
The favor is if anything ever happens to me, take care of my kids.
Yeah, probably.
Because the one boy's still out there.
Yeah. That's got to be it, right?
I would think so.
We drive to Newport News as soon as you're dressed.
Seriously? What about the kids?
See, this is where Granny would come in handy.
Right.
We hired a nanny.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she's shown up for goofy things like that before.
Yeah. She was his fake mom.
Yeah.
Clark Herbert. All right, so probably another very tense episode.
Yeah. Well, there's no way they can relax while they're gone out of town with what's going on.
When somebody's just watching your kids,
Yeah.
and you have no idea who it is.
From a distance, like not even like someone in the house with them.
Yeah, I'd be sweating bullets for sure.
I mean, if something happens, best case scenario, some guy across the street kills someone in front of your kids,
Yeah.
Then that's best case
And
scenario.
then they're traumatized for life.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
We should be home for dinner.
And if we're not, there's Salisbury steak in the freezer.
Oh, TV.
Oh, my mom used to say that. I'm like, I hate you.
I know, right?
Yeah.
I've eaten many Salisbury steaks.
Yeah.
Come here.
Never want to see it
What?
again.
Just come here.
Is actually going to slap her. What'd you say about Salisbury steak?
Yeah.
You're wearing too much lip gloss.
Oh, Mom.
You're so
Generous.
beautiful. You don't need it.
We're having Salisbury steak again.
Now, that's all I'm going to make when I get home anyway now.
This poor guy. I shouldn't say this poor guy, but this guy.
I'm having a hard time feeling bad for him. He's in a lot of messes. He is very much
He is,
created
yeah.
for himself.
We haven't seen his son in a while.
No.
Yeah, I had my first seminar for the Werner Erhard course. The one that Dawn and Mary did.
Right.
She's really trying, and he's really not.
I know. It's like he doesn't know how to try almost.
I watched a guy do laundry all night.
It's actually true.
Yeah.
What single guy does 4 loads of laundry?
You think that's all he did all night? Do you think he went and saw, what's her name, Nina?
I think Matthew, his son,
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure he was in The Wolf of Wall Street.
Oh, yeah.
Remember when they meet John Bernthal's character?
Mhm.
He's like, bring some girls, let them watch. That was Matthew. The kid with the long hair.
Gotcha.
You're not going to school?
Yeah, I was going to say, why isn't she... Oh, she's still investigating her parents?
Oh, my
This is her
God.
day to do it.
Sherlock Holmes over here.
Yeah.
This war, they're killing everyone. They're never gonna stop.
I know.
Yeah, they were here throughout Vietnam. That's
That's when they
crazy
showed
to
up
think how long
anyway,
they've
yeah.
been here.
But, I mean, Vietnam to the early 80s was only like 15 years.
Still,
Yeah.
15 years.
Sure.
God, I love that car.
I was going to say the same thing. That's a really cool car.
I made a promise.
The police could be watching the house.
I know.
You
Oh,
want
this is
soda?
the promise.
Give him money, probably.
Something, yeah.
Or tell them. I don't know.
Who's gonna take the kids?
The Beamans.
I'm serious, Philip.
Demons wouldn't be a bad idea, actually.
Yeah, but they won't do it.
No.
They
Well-
just met him a year ago.
I know, but they're close.
Sure.
You know, close enough. That's good. Step on it.
Yeah.
Oh, she's going to see. I forget her name. Was it Helen?
Yeah.
You do this trip a lot? Every week. To see my dad.
Is that true, or is she the plant that's following her around?
Awfully young.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm going up and back tonight because my mom doesn't want me staying with him on a night that's not his.
It's a little suspicious.
Right? She's on the same schedule.
Yeah.
I'm going to see my aunt. You don't sound so psyched about it. I'm surprising her.
She could be like a 20-year-old.
Yeah.
Just keep an eye on her, yeah.
It's like,
It's what the Secret Service does. They use for like the Obama kids on college campuses.
Yeah.
They use ones that look like college students.
21 Jump Street
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, really.
Not a bad KGB target.
Except they don't find him, he finds them.
Yeah, he's a walk-in.
Yeah.
Which is interesting, right? That's different than being recruited.
Exactly, yeah. People that are willingly defecting.
Yeah.
They're pretty private about stuff like that. Everything, actually.
She's getting a lot of information
She
out of her,
is,
too.
yeah.
It feels like there's always something going on.
You and I could be really reaching here, but I kind of feel it does feel suspicious.
They said they're going to have people on them.
They're right.
Thanks for making this trip fly by. It always feels better to have someone to talk to.
Yeah, there's a chance that she, like, subdues her.
Give me a call when you get back. You know, if you want to hang out with other people who get it.
How old is Paige? She's like 13?
13, yeah.
Yeah.
That girl's definitely older than Paige. Like
That's insane. Like,
she's not a 13-year-old.
man, I'm sure it happens. I just can't imagine 13-year-olds going off by themselves and doing stuff like this.
Right.
You know? I certainly didn't, you know.
Hey, she's on a mission.
She is on a mission.
What'd you say your name was?
Jackie. McElhend.
Don't club the poor guy. Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we need to bother your supervisor. You're sure the machine has been moved off the premises?
Very threatening. Is she going to kill this poor guy?
I hope not.
Right.
They haven't been moved yet. They're still in the dry dock.
The blades?
Yeah, I saw plans with them. They're marked classified, but you probably have clearance.
She's going to kill this poor guy.
Oh, I know.
She's seen- She's seen his face.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah.
Lucas. And Ryan, and that's Danny.
Please don't kill this guy.
Yeah, please don't do it, Elizabeth.
He's just a dock worker.
He just cleans the machines.
They expect me home for supper.
I can't see any reason why you'd miss it, can you?
Oh, thank God he showed the kids.
Unless she's still just playing them.
I don't think so. I'm starting to think she might let him off the hook.
This guy from the mill's gonna help us with our packing problem.
That's what you need, right?
Why don't we wait over here?
This is a pretty risky mission, man.
Yeah. I mean, they're in disguises. They're not great disguises, but it's enough that
They
the guy's
never
going to...
are.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, you get a sketch artist, and it's like, okay, it's a white guy and a white woman. That's what they end up with every time.
Yeah. And I guess like they think the couple died, so
Right.
or one of them died, anyways.
You think Granny's going to open the door? That'd be cool. If, like, this is where she...
Resides.
Yeah. Or is it just a safe house where she was recovering?
I don't know.
I guess we're not supposed to know yet either. Oh, Paige, that's a bad
Anyone
idea.
She just walked in. Wow.
Yeah. She doesn't know she just walked into a Russian safe house. It's odd.
That's a great point. Yeah.
Right? I mean, if he's still alive, maybe they're not gonna.
I mean, he's hearing all this. This is
Right.
he's very aware.
Can I see your pictures again?
She's about to club him while he's in it, getting the pictures out, isn't she? When he's looking away, or is she gonna take his wallet?
Fine.
Danny, right?
She's threatening the kids, which means she'll let him go. I like this. This is way better than killing him.
I know. That's good.
She didn't even have to say it.
Well, look how it worked with. Was it Roberta? Was the cleaning lady?
Yeah.
Look how that worked out, though.
Right.
I don't want to advocate for them killing innocent people, but it's like, hopefully it works out. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I mean, living with that fear.
I'm just really glad that they didn't kill him. It's just an innocent
Exactly.
guy.
Yeah. Living with that fear, though. Imagine.
Right.
I would tell somebody after like 6 months go by, I'd be like,
Maybe. Right.
I got to talk to the FBI. You know what I mean?
I'm happy you're home, Sally.
Wait, I'm not Shelley. I'm Paige, Elizabeth's daughter.
What?
Yeah.
Oh man, they can play it off as she's senile.
They're gonna have to, right?
Yeah.
There's a 4:10 train. I'll drop you off.
Where are you going?
You know where.
Oh, to see the kid? To do whatever she's supposed to do?
Clear everything out.
Yeah, he looks like he did.
The Marquis Hotel in the Jefferson Ballroom. Boring but classic.
The Marquee on D Street?
That's the one.
Call 911. Tell them to go there.
Oh, okay.
So it's an attack?
Yeah, it has to be. I love this.
Yeah, this is cool.
Yeah,
Stan is the man.
isn't he?
This takes guts here.
It does.
But when I got home, do you know what I saw?
What?
I saw the real enemy. And it's right here.
I mean, he's not terribly
He's
wrong.
not. I feel
I
bad.
get where he's coming from. This is obviously not what you do.
This is radical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nobody
Shooting
cares.
somebody's
Stop
not gonna
moving the gun! Ronald Reagan doesn't care!
I'm not a Reagan fan either, but I'm not about to start shooting at people.
No, that's what I'm
God.
saying, man.
Yeah.
You kill one person, that's not going to do anything.
Nothing.
And
It's just
you're taking
it's wrong.
You're taking
yeah.
somebody's dad away. You're taking away somebody. It is just wrong.
Make sure he gets it.
I'd want him to know the truth. Who we are.
Might really mess that kid up.
Especially at this point with his sister being dead
That's what I'm
too.
saying.
Yeah.
If it ever comes to that, I'll give it to him. I promise.
Your mom and I killed a lot of people together.
Seriously.
Wanted you to have this.
On the day me and your mom snuffed a guy out, she gave me this note.
Just talking so casually, washing the blood off their hands.
Blood off their hands, yeah.
Sad.
It is. Would their house be a crime scene at this point? Or do you just write it off as like a guy broke into a hotel and killed him?
I think that's because on the news, that's what it looked like. You know,
Right.
I don't think the FBI is looking into it that much. It's probably not a crime scene.
I do think you don't do this. I think you let the kid go through his life.
Let him be a kid.
Let him think he knew his parents.
Yeah.
You want to find out if your parents are dead. You had no idea who they were.
Blow your mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Stays in the same
I've heard of
place
it.
all year, no matter what time, and all the other stars rotate around it.
The question is, where's your sister? That's what I
Yeah,
was
I think
wondering.
he's waiting for that. Yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to be babysitting him.
Where's your sister?
She had to stay late at school.
You're clearly lying.
Yeah. Yeah. So he knows
Yeah.
immediately.
It's Aunt Helen. I just wanted to tell you Paige came to visit today. She should be on her way home by now.
She is so grounded.
Well, I mean, Henry's obviously lying for it too.
Yeah. Club, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows.
There's
You
a
can't-
big conversation
you can't
coming
BS him,
here,
man.
right?
You
Yeah.
can't BS him at all.
It's nice that it's juxtaposed against this, the idea of you want your kids to know
Yeah.
when it's
Yeah,
over.
it is a great parallel.
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Paige is going to find out while her parents are both alive and well.
Yeah. I want to see that confrontation.
Their entire understanding of trust has been
Poor kid.
shattered. Of course.
Yeah.
Do you know Jared well?
We adore him.
Kid, I'm going to slip you something.
Your whole life has been a
This is about to be a confrontation. She thinks she's getting away with it.
Yeah, she does.
Gosh, she's trying to be sneaky.
Hey, how was school? Yeah.
Dad, sorry I got stuck at school. Did I tell you I'm trying out for the debate club?
No.
Like, oh, we're all liars now.
Yeah.
Aunt Helen called to say her daughter came to visit. Her daughter who died in 1974 and who now apparently has red hair.
Well, he doesn't know about the car ride.
Yeah. Yeah, he really doesn't know about that.
You are under firm instructions to be at home.
Okay. Fine.
Watch it.
Yeah, she's getting awful lippy back, isn't she?
Young lady.
Yeah.
He's going full dad mode.
Tell me you understand.
Yes.
These kids, man, they don't get it.
I would have been grounded with an inch of my life
That's
if
what
I
I'm
would have
saying,
pulled
yeah.
something like that.
Yeah.
I'd have been begging for apologies.
He's being reasonable.
I think he is.
He made a good case there. But when you're a kid, you don't get it. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Yeah.
You know everything about the world. Yeah, you're right. Stan said he loved me.
Yeah.
I also think Stan's an idiot to buy a lot of this. Yeah.
Right. Like, we thought he was the smartest guy in the show, and he's so naive.
He's got a massive blind spot.
He does.
He's got a couple of them because Philip
Yeah.
and Elizabeth became blind spots
That's
too.
a great point. I mean, he did sneak into their house, but still.
But once he put it out of his head,
Yeah.
it can't go back.
Go play racquetball.
Right. He's like a couple after he's been suspecting them before.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great point.
The Advocacy Center is committed to giving you anything that you need.
I get a distraction.
Yeah, make him sit at home and think about it all the time.
Could have didn't go swimming if I had been there.
No. None of this is your fault. Do you understand that? None of this is your fault.
Man, that
Yeah,
kind of got me.
Yeah, but he'd just be dead too.
Yeah. Still that rationale you have as a kid.
Of course.
If I-
Survivor's guilt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, survivor's guilt. No. I love that she actually got to hold him and hug. That's really nice. She's known him since he was a boy, and he didn't even know.
Seriously, how is she not grounded?
Right?
Yeah. Did she give him the note?
I don't think so. I don't think she did. I think she realized it was not a good idea.
Probably. Or she slipped it to him and he's going to find it later in his
Maybe.
books or something. But I don't think it's a good idea.
No.
Why completely shatter the image that he has of his parents at this point?
Love a nice power ballad.
Yeah. Is she just straight sneaking out?
Where's Philip? Where is he?
I mean, they're working.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. Teenagers are defiant, but this is pretty far.
I know. Yeah, you're going to live in that room.
Right.
We'll bring you dinner. Also, here's a tracking device we're putting on you.
Wasn't this around the time period they started using those commercials? It's 10 p.m. Do you know where your children are? Answer, Philip. No.
No, you don't. Yeah. So I don't know if Kelly is actually a spy.
Yeah, I'm wondering what her deal is.
I think she might get Paige in some trouble, though.
Either way, right.
I think so.
I think it's a bad deal for Paige.
Yeah.
She might just be Paige getting a bad friend.
That's probably what it is, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's the note. She's going to burn it.
Yeah. She didn't. I know it's maybe not Elizabeth's call here, but I agree with the decision.
Well, it kind of is her call at this point. They're not her. you know, and
well, I mean, it does go against her parents' wishes.
It does, but they're not going to know,
right?
And also,
I think it would have been harder on him to know this.
And also, what kind of problems does that cause? What if he tells somebody? You know? All right. Well, that was a great episode.
I'm waiting for the credits to make sure it's actually done. Okay. Yeah, it's like, is there something else?
They like to take their time with
those right.
Credits. I really liked in this episode the use of flashbacks.
For sure.
How we just kept cutting back, throughout the episode.
Right, and how pertinent it was for
the story,
the contemporary story, including the struggles with Paige.
Yeah.
The West Wing does that really well, right?
They do,
They know when to use flashbacks and how to structure them into the narrative, into the frame narrative of the story, and
we
it
just
was
had
really done. Yeah,
with the last Crazy Ex-Girlfriend episode too.
Yeah, absolutely. No, this was really well done. It really gives a broader context to everything going on in the show.
Yeah.
We're definitely coming to some type of real conflict with Paige.
Yeah. Excuse me. Oh, they kind of set that up in the last season too. So I really do. I don't know what the conflict's going to be, but I think it's going to be something significant, obviously. But also Aunt Helen,
right?
I guess she is just some sort of handler, or maybe
I think she was the doctor. I thought that's where she was recovering. So she's.
It looked different because whenever she was driving away, it was like in the woods.
That's true.
And I'm pretty sure it was a different lady. So
that's quite possible.
So maybe it is just
another handler somewhere to be an excuse of where you were. So if if Stan would have called the house, someone would have been there to answer.
They cover all their bases.
Sure.
But Paige is very curious, and maybe this might be the end of that for now, in terms of her curiosity about her parents. And she just goes and hangs out with Kelly for a bit, and they get into some kind of trouble, and then Philip and Elizabeth have to have a serious talk with her.
Hard to say, but I don't think. I think Paige being defiant right now goes along with the fact she doesn't believe them.
I do think at the end of the season, though, she's going to find out.
Yeah, I think by the end of the season, we're going to be in a position where Paige is going to know stuff Henry doesn't.
I just think this episode might be foreshadowing what's to come, right?
Sure.
Obviously, with their friends, their son, and them wanting him to know,
right?
And Elizabeth not wanting to have children in the first place, and then not even bringing up the idea of Paige and Henry knowing or ever going to know,
right?
So I think by the end of the season, or heck, by the end of the show, like we mentioned several times, they're going to know.
Yeah, the kids are definitely going to know, and it looks like Paige is going to know before Henry.
I think so,
which creates I think an interesting dilemma for Paige.
Yeah,
that she knows her parents and Henry doesn't, and she has that knowledge that she knows and Henry doesn't.
Well, the age difference too,
right?
But also like Mad Men, the series seems to focus on the oldest girl over the boy, like Bobby and Sally on Mad Men.
Right.
Sally, we focus a lot on Sally.
Yeah, much more than Bobby, sure. And it's probably the strength of actor, too. It's like, we can write more for Sally than we can for
younger
Bobby.
boys are both happy-go-lucky, seemingly, you know what I mean? Like, Henry's just trying to look out the window at his telescope, you know what I mean? And Dad, you should buy a Corvette. Meanwhile, Paige is at that age where she's got questions like, who are you?
Right.
And what's my place in all this, And it is interesting. As engaging of a spy show, it's just as engaging as a family drama.
Absolutely. And I think we're starting to see with the direction we went with this episode, we're starting to see the beginning of the end for Nina, I think. I think the more that she plays Stan, and she's got him eating out of the palm of her hand right now, right? Yeah. There will come a time when that's not true. There will be a time where something gets overplayed, something gets screwed up, because everything that the Soviets are trying to do with Stan is really complex, right? Yeah. There was a lot of moving parts with getting Stan to go kill that guy and get the praise for it and be grateful to Nina for it. I mean, there's a lot riding on not one leg of something falling out.
Yeah.
And eventually it will. Well, eventually something's going to go wrong. And I think Nina's final tormentor will be Stan.
Yeah. I think that whenever it does go wrong, Stan's going to be responsible.
I do too.
Especially since he can say things to her that he can't say to his wife.
Yeah, that's a thing that Stan should be in friggin' therapy for.
Truly. And he does have a violent nature about him. Obviously, we saw that with Vlad, and this episode is different, obviously, because it was self-defense and he was doing his job. Actually, like he saved some lives that day. But with, I said maybe, but I do think maybe it is the beginning of the end, because he said I love you, and it can only go downhill from that.
For sure,
right?
Was he going to marry his asset?
Exactly.
Right?
Also, and back to the foreshadowing. Arcady was like, this might be the beginning of your way out of the hole, you know?
Oh, right.
And it's like every time somebody says that in a show this early on, it's not the case.
Of course. No, like I said, eventually a line will be crossed, and Nina's and that's kind of the irony of it, right?
Yeah,
The whole setup with Nina for the first season was you are in danger of your bosses in the Soviet Union finding out that you're double crossing them. You're in danger.
The script has been flipped.
The script has been flipped. She's playing Stan.
Yeah.
She's being sincere with the Soviets. So now the real danger is in the Americans finding out, and much more specifically in Stan finding out, because of what we've seen of Stan and Stan's willingness, ability, whatever you want to, dysfunction, whatever you want to call it, to cross a line.
Yeah.
I could see Stan absolutely, and without the approval of his bosses, putting an end to Nina when he finds out the rage of finding out he's been betrayed like this.
And I could think I think exactly what it'd be a moment of rage. It won't be premeditated. It'll just be reactionary.
And it's gonna be because he feel like he's betrayed, even though his job is making her betray.
His job is betray,
right? Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of irony to Stan's incoming, sense of shock and pearl clutching that's probably coming.
Maybe you're right. Maybe the guy who's hitting on her, maybe he is a plant.
It could be.
It kind of, because he's very nosy. He's not just like hitting on her and pestering her to hit on her. He's nosy.
Right.
You're writing a novel there,
right? Because it's like, what purpose does the guy serve narratively?
Yeah.
I don't think he's a romantic option for Nina.
She's not interested.
She's not interested.
Yeah.
And I know shows start like that, and sometimes you change your mind, and maybe down the road she is. I don't see it. But he is really nosy, and he's really there for a reason, and it wouldn't surprise me at all if he's an asset.
Sure.
Just like Nina, and they just don't know. And obviously, you don't want to let assets know about each other.
What I loved about this episode, too, it was kind of like a pause button on the through line narrative.
Right, of the mystery of who actually killed these people.
Yeah,
right.
it was really an episode to flesh things out.
Right.
I think we learned a lot about them. I like it when we do focus on the kids.
I do, too. You learn a lot about the parents, too. You learn about Philip and Elizabeth through what their kids are going through.
Exactly. And the kids are interesting. They are not bad actors at all.
The young girl, I have no idea who the girl is who plays Paige. I've never seen her or anything else, I don't think. But I feel like she's doing a really good job in this.
Crushing it.
Teenage girl. She's
Exactly.
really doing a really good job here.
So,
of course, you'd probably look like so many times, like an IMDb, and like, she's actually 32 years old. She's 26. I'm like, she looks like she's 12.
She's really young.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, and it's a very unique show.
Right.
Shows like this are so special. They don't come too often, so I'm really appreciating it.
Yeah. I'm kind of curious to see where we go from here. I feel like by next episode we're back into the.
I would think so. The John Carroll Lynch,
right? The main storyline of again who's this mysterious threat.
Yeah,
can't wait to see it.
Me either.
See you on the next one, guys.
See ya.